Alright, so today we're going to learn about the PPC. Alright, what does PPC stand for? PPC stands for Production Possibilities Curve. What is a PPC? PPC is a graph used to illustrate the impact of scarcity on an economy by showing the maximum number of goods and services that can be produced with those limited resources. Alright, in the PPC there are 4 assumptions. Firstly, resources are fixed. Secondly, all resources are fully employed. Third, only 2 things can be produced. And lastly, technology is fixed. Another thing that you need to learn in order to fully understand PPC is the law of opportunity cost. This states that as products shift from one product to another, increasing amounts of resources are needed to increase the product of the second product. Let's take a look at this table. The 2 products are mugs and markers. We could use all of our resources to make 20 markers and no mugs, or we could use all of the resources to make 5 mugs and no markers. And we could also, use a mixture of our resources to produce both mugs and markers. If we want to make 2 mugs, then our opportunity cost is going to be 3 markers. The opportunity cost is 3 markers because we are giving up 3 markers in order to make 2 mugs. Alright, so when we're graphing the PPC, the first thing you want to do is put both of your products on the axes of your graph. Next, you're going to want to label it with the numbers. Then, take a look at the table and then just plot your points. Make sure you label your points and then you're just going to connect the dots with a line. Once you've done this, you should see that you have created a curve. This is your PPC. Alright, so what can we learn from it? The first thing we can learn is efficiency. Efficiency is completely using all resources. Any point on the curve shows efficiency. So anything along this curve means that we have used all of our resources. Alright, production and possibility is another thing that we can learn. And this is a combination of resources that do not exist. So anything outside of this curve means that we can not make it. This is because we do not have enough resources. And lastly, we can learn what underutilization is, and this is not using all of the resources. So anything that is inside of this curve means that we have not fully used all of our resources. It is an inefficient way of making our products. When looking at a PPC, a curved line means that there's an increasing opportunity cost. And if there's a straight line, then it means that there's a constant opportunity cost. And lastly, we're going to wrap up with how do you shift the PPC. So shifting the PPC. When more resources become available, the curve shifts outward. And when resources become more scarce, the curve shifts inward. So if this is our normal curve, if we were to go out, then that would mean that we got more resources. And then if we were pulled in, then that means that the resources that we have become even more limited than they already were before. And that's going to sum it up for us today. Hope you learned something.